Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Talking Reds fan channel. I'm Stu. I'm joined by Reese, and tonight we are going to be discussing the latest news that's been going on with Liverpool transfer news, potential players coming in. But firstly, I think tonight, before I do anything else, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 750 subs. We're standing at 704 at the moment, so keep on hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like as well, and leave a comment down below. I'm going to open the chat window now so I can see I don't miss any messages. Actually, Reese, how are you doing this evening, mate? You all right?
I'm really good. I can't complain. Had a smashing weekend. It's great weather. Like I said, I just wish there was a little bit more air, but it's great weather. I'm just enjoying the weather, you know.
Yeah, tell me about it. My house is sweltering at the moment.
Yeah, it's just
not fun. It's not fun. So, looking at the news today, I think the first one, I've seen a lot of conflicting reports about this. Actually, before I do,
hello.
I found somebody hiding around the back of the bike shed.
He's arrived, man. Like Narge, what's happening?
Exactly, boys.
Yes. All right, Narge, how you doing?
I'm okay. You good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, not too bad. Just about to go on to the first topic, actually. Andy Robertson, and I don't want to dwell over this too much, but when I first heard, I haven't been on since I heard the news a couple of days ago, and I've had a little time to digest it, and you know what? I'm all right with it. I'm all right with him leaving. I think he's at the right age. We've all noticed over the last 18 months he's declined in performance level and stuff like that. I do think it's a little bit cheeky of Madrid trying to get him for free.
It's more Trent's brother though. He's the real problem in this thing, trying to do that cheapskate thing. It's more the brother Tyler.
Yes.
If you ever bump into Tyler in real life, I want to have a little word with Tyler.
Well, to be fair, okay, so he engineered the move for his brother. It looks like he has been trying to stick his sticky little beak in to engineer a move for the opposite flank, the other great assister in our team. And like I said, I'm not actually opposed to him actually moving, but we've got to get a fee for him at least. He deserves to be a first place left back, but unfortunately, his Premier League legs have gone missing. Unfortunately, I get it. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But still, Atletico Madrid, don't be cheap. You still got to pay the fee. I mean, Naj, what are you thinking on this situation?
To be honest, like I'm a bit conflicted on it. Like I think I do want Robertson to stay in the terms of that. I think managing his minutes next season could be good in terms of like, you know, the experience like in the dressing room, and you know he's a big part of the team, and I think that side of it's really good. I agree that his Premier League legs have definitely gone, but having that value in him in sort of the Champions League games away from home and stuff like that, like I think he's got a good part to play. I'm just not confident in Tsimikas being back up. I'll be honest with you, and I'd rather have the other way around. Tsimikas goes, Robertson stays. I know that we're going to look for another backup left back in a year's time, but in the now, I would rather have Robertson. But it's not. It's difficult, isn't it? Because Tsimikas is a good backup. If you deep it down, he is. But I'm just not confident in. If Kerkez gets injured for 3 months, seeing Tsimikas for 3 months, I think it's a huge downgrade. And like, as poor as Robertson was at the start of the season, he was really good second half of the season. You've got to give him that.
It's more from, I think, the only reason I would really want him to stay is more for like sort of the team atmosphere, what he brings in the background, the leadership side of things.
Yeah.
I think he still has a lot to offer there. But like you said, I didn't think about it that way. Being the backup and managing his minutes may make him more impactful and perhaps bring some of that old Robbo back. I mean, Reese, what you got on that, man?
For me, I'm happy if Tsimikas stays. Obviously, if Robinson stays, he stays. But I understand this is a good offer. I think he's not got it anymore. He's kind of declined the last 18 months. I think a lot of people have been kind because of how phenomenal he's been for us. I think, and obviously the sentimental thing as well of our club, where people maybe don't want to see him go because he's experienced and he's got a great character. But if Kerkez got injured, I wouldn't be confident with Robinson being in 2 or 3 months. I just think his body can't do what he may want to do what he used to do, which is up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Obviously, defensively, he was sensational. He will go down as the top 3 left backs of all time in the Premier League era for me. I think both of them will end up going for me. I think Tsimikas will go as well. If he does stay, he does stay. But I think I see Hato coming in. And I know some people, that's a good signing, but I know some people will be worried because it's 2 new left backs. But I think we'll be fine because they're both talented.
I think Hato, for me, is definitely more of a centre-back, but he's more than capable at his young age. He can cover that left-back if needs be.
Play both, yeah.
I agree. John Summers has put in some €5 million is ridiculous, Robert. I agree. I'll be looking well into like sort of 15, between the 10 and the 15 mark at least. And I know he's only got a year left on his contract as well, so I know that plays a lot into it. But I think, it'd be sad to see him go. He has been one of the best left backs. In fact, I was thinking about this the other day. In my memory, I don't think I've seen a better left back from what I can remember. I just go like sort of back in time from I could just about remember the likes of Stevie Nicol and all that playing, but then you're going into like sort of the era of like John and Arisa and all that sort of stuff. Nobody's come close to Robbo.
Consistency wise, no.
It's in his heyday.
I think Risa was a cracking player, but I think consistently what Robinson was able to do for how long he was able to do it for, nothing short of like sensational.
That sort of 2 or 3 season period where we won the title in 2020, and like sort of either side of that where we get hitting like sort of the high 90 points era. A lot of that was down again to Robbo and the amount of effort that you put in on that left flank. Yeah, that will never be forgotten, as far as I'm concerned.
I was just thinking then, like, I mean, if Tsimikas does go and Robertson, I do expect them both to go, to be honest. Like, I think Slot doesn't even favour Tsimikas in cup games. He's just not a fan of him. I mean, personally, I think Tsimikas can be good, but it's few and far between.
I think he needs a run of games a lot of the time. That's what he needs.
Even when he does, miles out.
I don't know, man. People forget when we was in the Klopp era when Robinson was Klopp's favourite. He came in and he always done a job and he played a good 10 games. And as soon as Robinson was in, Klopp dropped him like he was a bad smell. I think a lot of people give Tsimikas a lot of stick, and I think technically on the ball he's more comfortable than Robinson. He's more comfortable on the ball than Robinson. Robinson's got a great delivery and he could run up and down, but now he can't do the running up and down, and even his deliveries have got a lot poorer. I think technically on the ball, Tsimikas is better. I just think because what people are used to with Robinson, they forget that Tsimikas has always been a solid left back. Just he's never got a look in. He's never complained, and Robinson was one of Klopp's favourites. He always played.
Defending wise, Tsimikas is not a scratch on him even now. Like I think even Robertson, Tsimikas. When the ball's dropping over his head, you worry. Like you just don't know what he's going to do with it. And
I worry with Robinson, he's getting a rush of blood to the head with Saka and things like that. Man, I'm not going to lie. When he's going steaming in and stuff.
Over the last season, a
few wingers, Robinson went steaming in and he forgot the space behind him. And it's like, where was you going?
Yeah,
you just negated the space. It's like
I'll be comfortable if we both go and we keep Joe Gomez. That's a massive thing for me. You know, Hato coming in, if he does come in, we still need that experience. And Joe Gomez on the flank, on the full back left back, I think he can offer that. I just want to see a fit Joe Gomez though when he is playing.
That'd be nice.
I just want to see him have a few like cup games. I think Gomez can be fantastic in him, and that I'm always looking towards the end of games now when players are knackered and stuff like that. Like if Gomez comes on, which he has done very good for Liverpool, you know, I'd be happy with him. I'd be happy with both of them to go if that does happen. It's a big if, innit? It's a big if it happens, if this, and that's what it is. Like Hato will be a good replacement though. I do agree with that actually.
Well, it seems we've gone on to a slight centre-back sort of subject, a little segue right in there. Konate. Now, I'm going to say this. Real Madrid, you might be the Galacticos club, but you are a horrible club at the same time. The way you conduct your transfer business because of the way you think you can act, so unprofessional and dirty, is ridiculous. Putting out the feelers to players like you did with Trent, the agent, getting in their ears, it's dirty business. And it's so disrespectful. And by the looks of it, they're doing exactly the same again with Konate, trying to turn his head, saying, if you let your contract run down, year's time, come along for free and we'll double your money.
Great. Goes further than that, though. Rudiger, Mbappe,
yep,
goes on. Like
it hasn't stopped. And again, this is what I'm saying, like sort of with me and Reece were just talking before we came on air about accountability. Who's really responsible for letting clubs like that get away with it? Because I always thought tapping up, which is for all intents and purposes, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's tapping up a player. That's supposed to be illegal, but nothing ever gets done, especially when it comes to Real Madrid.
To this day, I've only seen Liverpool get prosecuted for it.
Yeah.
To this day, that's it. I've only ever seen Liverpool for a big transfer. Let's just say, not little ones. You don't really get the press coverage for them, but for a big transfer, the only one I've seen is Van Dijk, and that was it. And that was what, 8 years ago.
Yep.
Right, it's pathetic. Like, I don't know.
I don't understand. I don't understand how they keep on getting away with it, and that's what's really annoying. Konate, don't get me wrong, is a class centre back, and I wouldn't want to see him go. I want to see him extend his contract because I think he has the potential to be that main centre back for us. But that being said, there are still a couple of things that niggle in the back of my mind, like injury record, for instance. About it, that is one of the main things. And if he's not willing to commit to the contract offers that the club are giving him, then it could be another player on the way out this summer. Reece, do you think that would actually happen?
I think if he don't get a new deal sorted, I think Liverpool will sell him because they're not trying to have a situation like Trent. I don't think the direction we're going in now, I don't think they're trying to have a situation like that ever again. Obviously, I know he's got... How long has he got? Is it 2? Has he got 2 or has he got a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if he doesn't sign it, what I get from him is that he wants to stay.
Yeah.
Obviously, the agent is maybe trying to get as much money like they do. And the thing is with me, like I said, I'll double his wages. What is he on? 70,000. I'll give him between 140 and 160. What, 200? You're not there yet. For me, there's only 4 players, and one of them's Wirtz, who's just come in. And then you've got Alisson, Salah, and Virgil. But the only problem is because Wirtz has just come in and he's an outsider, the only other ones who can maybe try and command that kind of money is maybe McAllister and Konate. I think everyone else needs to fall back. So it's kind of tricky. I think he's a top centre-back 100% on his day. Obviously, you've got an injury record to worry about. And I also think I don't think he can lead the line. He hasn't shown me that he can lead the line because you've seen him perform. You've seen him without Virgil at times. And it's like, why are you not leading? You should be a bit more experienced. Some of it he's jumping into some things a bit rash, or it's like he's not in position. It's like, what's going on, Konate? You got to be able to show that you can run the game without Van Dijk holding your hand. That's the only thing for me that I'm worried about.
You make a prime point on the whole leadership side of things because it was after we won the title this season, and he rested Virgil. I think it was his second to last game of the season,
right?
And it was Konate and I can't remember who it was.
Konate and Konzo signed, I think.
That was it. And that is where I expected. I thought, okay, this is where you got to see Konate pick up a bit of the slack. Yeah. Virgil's in the side. He's been given a rest, deservedly so. Yeah. Take the game by the scruff of the neck, and he really didn't do that.
Yeah.
And you're right. Okay, not every centre back needs to be a leader, but you always need an experienced leader out of the 2 at the back. And at that point in time, he didn't pick up the reins like he should have. I mean, Naj, do you agree with that at all? Or
yeah, I agree. I mean, someone who's going for French captaincy as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Up in the air, he should be really leading. I mean, I'm the same as everyone. I think Konate is fantastic. I think he's brilliant. He has got a bit of a shitty injury record, to say the least. But I mean, there needs to be an ultimatum, doesn't there? If he doesn't sign a contract by a certain date, he's getting sold. And it sounds bad, but it's the business it's got to be in. We can't let him go to Real Madrid for free, and that's just fine. If his agent's being an arse, then sell him. I mean, it's obviously Konate's career, but just sell him. Like, I think we can't have a situation like we just had this year because, realistically, how much is Konate? 60, 70 million centre back, probably more. They're asking 100 mil for Saliba. I mean, who's had the better season? I'd still say Konate. He's in the region, isn't it? not even old. So he's 25.
I think, 25, 26, something like that. So he's still coming into his prime. And again, that's another thing that annoys me with the whole Madrid thing, is they seem to be picking into those players that are coming into their prime as well.
Yeah.
The last few that they've done, it winds me up how nothing is being done about it.
I think you're a bit of a loser in terms of a player doing that. Like, I mean, not just about the Trent thing. Like, Mbappe and Rudiger, and I mean, like, you're a bit of a cop out, aren't you? Like, what are you doing there? Like, you're just letting your contract run down and just got to go and sign for Madrid. Like, not doing anything for the club that's paid your wages or you've won trophies out or anything like that.
Yeah,
I think it's quite embarrassing, really. I mean,
or you're a local lad and said your dream is to captain Liverpool to all that. Yeah, but anyway, it's
pop out really, and that's you know what? Like we've done about this the other day. Real Madrid is just a team of egos, aren't they? Let's be honest now.
Yep.
Right now, bar a few, bar Valverde, bar Camavinga, players like that. They're not really egotistical players. Tchouameni probably comes into that a little bit as well, but the others, like, all egos, and it's quite sad, actually. It's quite sad.
It's the way the club is. But besides that, Roland seems we're sick. I'll stick on the Spain subject at the moment because Luis Diaz as well. Is it going to be a transfer saga or not? Obviously, he has just got married over, I think, this weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to him. We'll get married. But will they be newlyweds moving to Barcelona?
I don't think so. Not this season. I don't think Barca can afford him. I don't think they want.
I'm looking at it as less likely. I think it's less likely.
I don't think they want to pay the price that we want. That Liverpool set for him. I don't know if I saw something that said 68 million, which I think's a bit low anyway for me because he's got 2 years left. I would have said around 80 minimum.
Yeah, I think they set it at 68, and Barca don't want to offer any more than 51.
Yeah, I know what's going on here. So what do you think's going on here? We're champions of England. A lot of these teams are going to start waking up soon. We're at the table now. We're trying to come here to dominate. You need to stop trying to lowball us. What do you think's going on here? Like, you want one of our players, you need to come with the money, or you're not getting him.
Especially when you got the Don himself, Michael Edwards, up at the top seat.
I'm saying, the Don's back.
He sat there like Scarface, like, no.
Yeah. The boys are back in town. Like, what do you think's going on here? Come on.
Like, we was on about this. We was on the other day. Like, like potential who would be a replacement for Luis Diaz. Everything that keeps circulating. Rafa Leao. He's nowhere near Diaz. He's actually nowhere near him. And he's going to be 60, 70 mil. So if you're asking that for him, like, how much is Diaz worth? He's worth 90 million, isn't he?
The problem with it on the valuation side of it is Diaz's contract.
Yeah.
Because obviously part of the valuation you take into the contract that they have on the player. And because he's on a low contract in relative terms compared to the players in the squad, his valuation couldn't be set as high as they want to because of that contract issue.
I think that he will stay this season, and next season we'll sell him because he'll have a year left. I think next season, makes more sense. He can play across the front three, versatile, international. Did you not see his goal the other day against Argentina?
Oh.
Come on, man! And like Lars said, who you really gonna get? There's not really a wide range of quality of that same level to choose from. Not really. Maybe
for me, there's a lot of players out there that could go into that.
Maybe,
but they're not quite. There's a lot of young talent out there that are like sort of very early 20s that probably could come into that slot. But ideally, the way I look at it, and I agree with you, Reece, is that I would sell Diaz next season with a year left on his contract. Gakpo and him battle it out again this season, and then you bring in a younger, less player to go behind Gakpo.
Yeah, for me, let it marinate a bit. Let some of these other young guys, let them get a bit more seasoned under their belt. Rushing to try and bring a project player in who's not ready now. No, like we have said anyway, and Edwards and Slot and Hughes, we only want players that's gonna be at this level. I think Slot said this earlier when he came. He said something about Salah. Everyone should be at Salah's level. That's the expectation we expect at Liverpool, and this is what I'm talking about. Not the underdog thing anymore. This is how it should be. You want like for like. So I don't really want project players coming in. Not really.
And let's not forget as well, we do have one of the hottest talents in English football, Rio Engamoa, coming through the system. I mean, we might not even need sort of go out and spend another 50, 60 million on a 2021-year-old when we got him coming through the youth system.
You're not trying to stunt his growth or block his path.
Exactly. So we wouldn't want to do that. I mean, nice. Would you have any suggestions on who would replace Diaz at this time, besides not Leao, but anybody else that would spring to mind?
No one really. Like, Reece said it, and I've said it multiple times. I think Slot really does like Diaz because he can play front line, and like we always say, his form's patchy, but he works really hard. Like he does. And that, even if you're not scoring, you know what you're going to get out of him. You're still going to get an absolute pressing machine. Absolutely, he's 110% all the time. Diaz. I mean, 110% effort, but sometimes you don't get the output. But I'm okay with that, and I really do like. I think he gets over criticised. The only player that I would say we could go for, and we said about this the other day, but it's more for the striker / winger forward player was Barcola, because obviously tempted with Kvaratskhelia there. He's obviously gone down the pecking order. But again, Rio's coming through. I think he's a big fan of him, and I think he'll get a lot more game time next year. And it's healthy. One up and coming left winger is 17 in Rio, and you've got Gakpo, who's come into his prime, sort of, what's he, 25, 26 Gakpo? Yeah. And you've got a 28-year-old Diaz battling it all out to get that left wing spot. It's healthy. It's the healthiest. It's probably the healthiest position in Liverpool's team is the left wing.
When you put it like that, it's hard to disagree. To be fair, it's like I say, you take it like sort of Reece's idea. Sell Diaz next season. Gakpo comes in as the first choice. We maybe bring another one in, or Ngamo just slots straight in, and we've got the two wingers to cover that position. So it works out quite nice. Put it like that. Ngamo comes through with Gakpo and Diaz there for this season. We're on to a pretty good winner on that side. I think the left-hand side. Plus, let's not forget as well, who's the one player from Germany that we are signing that actually can play out on that left-hand side and has played a lot on that left-hand side, and is currently, coincidentally, booked in for a medical later this week. That'll be old Florian Wirtz, finally.
Florian.
When you look at his heat map, his actual data and heat map is weird. He actually plays very similarly to the way Diaz does, from that left-hand side right into the centre, up into that forward striker area. So, yeah, we're fine on that position, I think. I don't think we need anybody else. It's great. It's a great choice to have. But we do have, obviously, a slight issue up the striker side of things. Obviously, Nunez has been touted around as being, I think the last rumor I saw was Saudi still, but then I saw Atletico Madrid, then I saw Napoli again, and then Saudi again. So where do we think he's going to end up?
Saudi.
You think?
Who's that? Nunez you talking
Nunez.
about? I'm not going to lie. I think Napoli, I think they got a good chance because they look like they're not rushing in. It sounds like they're like doing things behind the scenes, talking to him a bit like how we do, where you kind of prep yourself through stages. So I think they got a good chance. I think Napoli.
Well, they're only going to give us £6 though, aren't they? So that's what.
What's that?
They're only going to give us £6 for him. So I think Edwards will be pushing Saudi.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to go there. He said he wants to stay in Europe, and
I mean,
done already. And I think they're Italian champions. You got to remember they're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
For me, if they give us 50, I'll take it. 60, I think Ern Edwards and them they can get something between 40 and 60, some sort of installments, add-ons, something. I'll take it. As soon as they hit 50, I'm taking it. Really.
What about a little? Well, we've discussed previously doing some sort of deal with Atletico Madrid for Alvarez. What about some sort of deal with Napoli for Osimhen?
The only thing is his wages, man. Because why has he not gone to Saudi? Because he's asking, and they offer you big money over there, and he's still saying no. So it's like, how much money do you want, mate? That's what
I don't actually think it's down to money now for him. To be fair, I think he just wants to get into a really sort of high profile club, but in Europe.
How much
sounds of it?
How much do you think you would go for though on the market right now at this moment in time?
I want 60 for him.
Yeah,
the only one
How much you think Liverpool and Edwards and Co are willing to pay?
20.
Yeah, something like that. I think Osimhen's valuation actually isn't too dissimilar to Nunez's from what I've seen as like sort of what's been banded around. So I don't think it would be out of the realms of possibility, but I don't know. I think they're focused a little bit more on a certain striker that, by the sounds of it, we are incredibly focused on.
I was gonna say, say if we were just to circle back quickly, if we were to get him, does that mean forget about Isak then? Because for me, I still want Isak, even if we didn't get him this summer. It's this summer or next summer. For me, it has to happen for me. So if you get Osimhen, what is that, a temporary? Is that a temporary, or is that you let him come this season, maybe sell him to Saudi next season, or he comes and does his thing this season? If he doesn't cut the mustard, then he becomes the backup next season.
Season-long loan again for him, like he did with Galatasaray.
They want to cash in him now.
Yeah, yeah. God, that's a tough one. I mean, there's going to be a lot of movement in the transfer market this summer. Let's face it, there's going to be a lot of players coming and going. A lot of teams are looking to refresh, and we're doing exactly the same. And judging off what Lewis Steele was saying on Twitter before, obviously he seems to be he is a man in the know when it comes to Liverpool stuff, especially. He's saying that we're nowhere near done.
No.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be a lot of twists and turns and toing and throwing on who we sell and who we sign. And I think it's an interesting time. I don't mind a transfer market like this. Better last year. That's for certain. That is for certain. Okay, before we round it off, just one final little word on Kerkez. Well, I haven't actually caught up on the Kerkez stuff. So I'll leave it down to you guys to chat this out because I've probably missed a few bits today.
No worries. I'm just checking some of the things I saw before I speak about it quickly on Twitter.
I know his brother said something, hasn't he? Seeing that.
I saw, yeah. Did he put something like a repost on Instagram or something like that?
Yeah.
I did see that, but that's the last thing I've noticed. I don't know if anything has been confirmed price-wise or whether they're still negotiating or...
This is what I'll read that I saw from Anfield Sector. It said Liverpool set to strike a deal for left back Kerkez. There are still issues to resolve, but a package worth between 40 to 45 is now at an advanced stage. Negotiations are now focused on how the fee will be structured. So for me, that tells me it's more or less done. It's just about how it's going to be structured. So I think that will get done. I think end of the weekend. Don't be surprised, early Monday or Tuesday at the latest, I think, for the following week.
Very, very similar wording they used with the Wirtz deal as well. Like, so it's just talking about the structuring of it. Okay, that's fine. That sounds like it. Like you say, it's pretty much done. So that rolls it round. Okay, we'll have 3 left backs at the club. 3 main starting left backs. Who goes? That is
Depends though, because Tsimikas, he's one thing about him. He's a true professional. He don't complain. He don't make no noise. I think he's happy to be there. So it depends. Imagine you had him as third choice. I don't think he's on a lot of money. How much is Tsimikas on? 50,000 maybe.
About the same wage as Diaz, I think.
Oh, see, so he's not on loads of money. So unless Liverpool are itching to get rid of him, he hasn't been making no noise at all. Even with this Robertson to say, "Oh, I'm gonna be number one," or or this or that. He's never made any complaining. He's always been grateful and humble. So who's to say they don't keep him there as an option? I still think me personally that he's likely to go, but in terms of the Edwards and the recruitment team and that, they might think he's not making any noise, he's not complaining and that he's not screaming for a new contract or saying I have to be number one or I need more money. He's experienced and he's, like I said, he's a good backup, third choice. Imagine Tsimikas is third choice. There ain't much other teams who's got a Tsimikas as a third choice. If you look at their
I'll agree with that. I just think Tsimikas is probably at the point of his career where he does need to get at least a couple of seasons of first team.
29.
Yeah, he's due a good like sort of run. Mid-table side, I would say, maybe even more of the promotees from the Championship. it'd do a good job for them, but it depends on the price, obviously, for those clubs as well. It's a difficult one, the way the financial things are working at the moment. But I think that will wrap it up quite nicely. So, yeah, we're on about the 30-minute mark, so that's pretty good. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's say we're on the road to 750 subs, and we're making good headway there. I think we're on about 704, 705 at the moment. And, yeah, see you guys in the next video. Thanks very much to Reese and Naz. See you later. Ta-ra.
Oh, mate.